Happy holidays and seasons greetings. My name is Ben and welcome back to the bench for a brand new episode of our 12 Sprues of Kit-mas holiday build series. Today we are moving on with build day number 3. So let's go ahead and grab that box and check it out. So the first 2 days have gone really well. I've had a ton of fun so far. So let's go ahead and punch on through day 3 and see what we have in store for us on this episode. Hopefully it's something really fun and awesome to build. So let's go ahead and fish around in there and let's find that label. And I think I've got it right here. It's really well taped in there. So let's go ahead and grab that and here we go. All right, so let's go ahead and check it out and see what we'll be building here on episode number 3. Go ahead and pull off this tape and let's check it out. Oh, nice. Okay, so we've got the P47D by Academy. Let's go ahead and grab the kit. Now, I actually bought this last year for last year's 12 sprues, and it didn't make it into the running, so I put it into the stash for this year, and lo and behold, here it is. I've actually built the Razorback version of this kit, so I'm assuming this is going to be fairly similar, but just in case, we're going to take it step by step and check it out. Now, the parts themselves look really nice. They look very familiar, pretty much same as our Razorback version we built a few years ago. Canopy looks good, nice and clear, nice and crisp. So yeah, I think it's going to be a fun build. Now it is Academy though, so you never quite know with their kits, but the Razorback version was really awesome to build. So this one I'm hoping will be pretty similar. So I think all we have to really watch out for, a couple of fit issues between the fuselage and the wing, and then of course the decals when we get around to that step. So let's go ahead and jump into our first time lapse. Let's go ahead and grab some primer. We're going to use some Mr. Surfacer. We're going to go ahead and prime the insides of the fuselage and all the cockpit parts. And then we're going to go ahead and start painting up the cockpit. Once that is all done, we're going to do some detail painting there, and then we're going to assemble the aircraft. And I'm thinking that should be a good place to go ahead and check back in. So let's go ahead and get the party started, guys. Let's see what we can do. Let's go ahead and build us a P47. right, we are back, and so far so good. The aircraft has gone together really, really well. I think actually a bit better than our Razorback version, so that's awesome. And I went ahead and overcoated it with primer, so we are ready to go ahead and start doing some pre-shading and some painting. Now, a funny thing about this particular aircraft, my references say that this was actually painted in a British color scheme. So it had the British dark green up on top, and the undersurface had a sky color. And I guess the reasoning behind that, according to my online references, is that this unit, when it was shipped over to France, wanted to have some sort of protection from air-to-ground attacks. So they went ahead and camouflaged them, but all they could get a hold of was British stores of paint. Who knows if that's true or not, but we're going to go ahead and go with it. We're going to use some dark green up on top, underside with Tamiya sky, and we're going to go ahead and pre-shade with a bit of Tamiya NATO black. So let's go ahead and get in there, guys, grab some paint. Let's have some fun. All right, everybody, we are back, and so far so good. The paint went on beautifully. I'm actually a bit surprised because I've been having trouble with Vallejo paints, but it worked out well. So we went ahead and used the dark green up on the upper surface from Vallejo, and we used the Tamiya sky color for the undersurface, and of course for the NATO black. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to work on that checker pattern on the nose. I had mentioned, I think in the introduction video, that I wanted to try to go ahead and paint this checker pattern instead of trying to use the decal. Knowing how Academy decals can kind of mess up a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. We're also going to go ahead and paint the D-Day patterns, and we're going to fix up the props, get those painted, and then of course get everything on there and gloss coat it so we're ready for decals. We're going to use some tape. We're going to go ahead and use the decal as a template, cut some squares, stick them on, and see how it goes. All right, let's grab some primer, grab some paint. Let's give it a shot. So that actually went far better than I thought it was going to. They're not exactly 100% perfect, but I was able to paint on the white and black checker patterns around the cowling, and of course getting those D-Day stripes. I did not want to use the decals for either one of those. Even though the decals look okay, they tend to always silver on me, and I have to get them to conform around different parts and pieces and raise details. I don't want to do that. So went ahead and painted them, and I approve. I think it actually turned out to be a pretty decent little job. Not perfect, mind you. A couple of the squares aren't exactly perfect, but again, this is 12 sprues. We're just here to have fun. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump back into a time lapse, and we're going to tackle the decals, and we're going to attempt to go ahead and get these on, hopefully without much issue. Now, I do have to go ahead and paint on a white band across the tail. That I forgot to do, so we're going to go ahead and do that as well. But the main thing is we got to get this decaled, and then we got to gloss coat it and apply all of our little parts and pieces like weapons and some of the fidgety parts and all that. So let's go ahead and get back in there, guys. Let's go ahead and get this thing wrapped up, and then we'll hit it with a nice semi-flat coat, and I'll go ahead and come on back and I'll show you guys what we come up with. Let's keep it going. All right, everybody, we are back and we have finished off day number 3 here for the 12 sprues, and that model kit was a lot of fun. I had a blast with that one. Took a little bit longer though, 10.5 hours here, but this is what we've got, the 1/72nd scale Academy P47D bubble top version, and wow, it was such a blast. As you can see, I went with the British dark green up there at the top. I like the look of that, it looks kind of interesting. And then the sky color for the undersurface, also to me a paint, awesome. We painted on those white and black checkered patterns patterns as well as the D-Day stripes, and I think that was the right move to make because those decals would have been a real pain. Although I will say that I should have gone ahead and masked off where the national insignia was going to go because I got a little bit of bleed through from the decal, but you know what? Hey, it is what it is, and it doesn't look too bad, so I'm good with it. Went ahead and installed the wing weapons, the rocket tubes, the bombs, as well as the centerline drop tank. Got everything nice and semi-flat coated, and I'm actually pretty happy with it. Let's go ahead and zoom in, and I'll show you guys some of the details. So you can see I've got that nice pre-shaded look. I did some streaking with some gun dust for those 850 cals. I had a bit of trouble with the canopy. The aerial is actually too close to the rear of the bubble top, so I couldn't actually open it. I just glued it in place. It's good. I love the dark green color, and then of course the sky on the undersurface. It's a very different look for a P-47, so I kind of dig it. I have my bombs and my rocket tubes on the undersurface of the wing, as well as my centerline drop tank, so that's pretty good. You can kind of notice there's a little bit of see-through there with that decal for the American stars and bars. Overall, you know, it's not too bad, except for the canopy not really fitting well in the open position. This kit was a joy to build. I'm very, very happy with day number 3. Prop even turns. Such a great little kit. So highly recommended if you guys are interested in 1/72nd scale P-47s. This is not a bad time on the bench at all. But that is it, guys. We are all finished up with build day number 3. Thank you so much for coming along. You guys are really enjoying the 12 sprues so far. My views have like doubled. So thank you so much for everyone watching the videos. We're going to go ahead and jump over to build day number 4. Hopefully that kit is just as much fun as this one. Until then, you know the drill. Get out there, get yourself some bench time, have some fun, build something cool, and we'll see you back here on episode number 4 of the 12 Sprues of Kit-mas here on Ben Builds. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Happy holidays, and we'll see you soon.